Hi, guys. Welcome to Talking to Tanya. In this episode, we invited someone very special. Her name is Jackie, and she's all about empowering women. And instead of me introducing her, I want her to take the mic for a second and let us know a little bit about yourself.
Literally taking the mic. So my name is Jacqueline. I go by Jackie, and I am a 22-year-old girl, and I have my own clothing brand called Veya.
And how did you start your brand? What does your brand signify? What does it mean?
Yes, so I started it with the intent. So obviously the name Veya converts to like Bella, which obviously in Spanish, means like beautiful. And my last name starts with a V. So my dad, funny enough, was the one that was like, I had all these crazy ideas. I had like a bunch of names that were nothing close to Veya. And my dad, being the guy that has the best ideas, was like, why don't you just like call it something with like our last name, but like switch it up a little. So he was like Veya, and I was like, perfect. Because I don't know about you, but I was looking for like a one word
that kind of like stands
sticks
out.
Yeah, so I'm over here thinking like when you think the big brands, like you think Zara, Skims. I was like, I need one word. And my dad was like, why don't you just do Veya? I was like, you're a genius. So
and you come from a family with a business background too, right?
Yes.
Do you think that kind of like started you with the ideas and like that's helped you form what you want to form?
Yeah, so my dad, I always say that's like the best businessman that I know. So any like ideas that I have, or if I ever need like advice, he's like the guy to go to.
That's awesome. What other businesses do you plan on opening, or do you guys own now currently?
So I've always come from, honestly, my dad has always been in like the car business, and my siblings, I have 3 siblings. So my brother, he studied business in college, and then my sister did the same thing. So I feel like it was just bound for me to be in the business world. So
but just a little different, more on the
yes, because I've always been like creative. So I'm like, what can I do that I'm not just like this boring business girl, but mix it with like
from boring.
Yeah. So I was like, let me just mix it. Yes.
Let's do a little backstory. So actually, I met her through her sister.
Yes.
Because her sister was a client of mine in the salon. And I instantly, as soon as I met Jackie, I was like vibing with her. We literally hit it off right away. And I like was so intrigued by the fact that she's so young and yet has so many goals and wants to achieve so many things. And that speaks volumes of, especially nowadays where we don't really see a lot of the new generations having a lot of those goals and aspirations. So to see a young woman go through that and like just put herself in that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and she gets it done is amazing. And to me is like really, I think it's amazing that you're doing that at your age, especially given that now the social media helps and there's so many other things. I always say, if I could go back in time.
Yeah.
If I could go back
you always wish you started sooner. Although I'm young, I'm like, why didn't I start when I was like 5?
Why couldn't my parents think of this when I was in the womb?
Yeah.
But it's literally that. I will never hear anybody say, like, I wish I started later in life.
No, like, it's always sooner.
It's sooner. So for me, I think, too, the fact that you're so young, I'm like, that's amazing. Because if I would have started younger, I could not even envision where I'm at, where I would be.
You would be now. Yeah.
But, too, like, life takes you through different paths, and that's where you're destined to be, right?
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you're starting young and that you have those goals. So what do you envision for your brand? Like, overall, what does your brand do for women? How does that transpire into women? Like, why would you want them to buy your brand?
I would say, I feel like it's definitely more of like a movement, and I feel like you have to see it long term. I'm sure that's how you are with like your business. You kind of have to think like how I want it to impact people in the long term. And for me, I definitely wanted to grow something into like bigger. I don't know. I always get kind of shocked, or I don't know. How do you feel about the term like small business? To me, I'm like, I don't know if I'm a small business. Yeah.
I think it's a Latina.
Yes.
Every time you go anywhere or you apply for a loan or you apply for your license, it's always like a small business, quote unquote, right? But what is defined as a small business?
Right.
For us, I don't think it's our Latina sense that we're just not okay with that.
Yeah, to me, I'm like
I don't want to be a small business.
For me, I'm like,
why that just is different, right?
Especially my sister, we have this conversation all the time. I'm like, I'm not a small business. I'm just a starting business. Like,
right.
I want to be a growing business. So I just say like, I have a business that I just started, not so much like a small business. But to answer your question, I feel like I definitely see it. The end goal, I think, to actually maybe see it in person and get that shopping experience. So eventually, to answer your question, is like to have stores like in person where you can like actually experience like the clothes,
Yeah, so that you can actually present the vibe to the person.
Yes.
Maybe like a pop-up or something.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I love the whole brand. I love seeing your shoots. I love seeing everything that embodies Bella, because to me, I think the name is amazing.
You
I
think
love
so?
it. I love it.
Just one word, which
It
is
was
the vibe. Yeah.
because it's different. And I mean, coming from a Hispanic background, we know what the word represents.
You know what it means.
So
Yeah.
just the fact that you can diversify it differently with, like, you know, with your last name.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that.
Shout out
That's
to
what
my dad.
we have to give him some
Yes,
credit.
he gets like a good percentage of it.
So eventually he's gonna want to get that
Yeah,
percentage,
yeah.
you know? So on this podcast, you guys know that I'm very open about talking about entrepreneurship and just the behind the scenes, because I think we need more of that. So Jackie, can you tell us a little bit about the hardest things that you've had to encounter, or like hardships in building your own brand, or maybe just developing your own business?
That I feel like people don't talk about.
Yeah.
First, I feel like branding has a lot to do with it. I feel like that was the main question that I was getting from people that I would say like my ideal to. They'd be like, well, what vibe do you want your brand to be? And that's something that you're like, well, I don't know. Like, I want to make it happen, but you have to stick to a brand and kind of like an image that you want to give off and kind of run with it. So that's one. And then two, I feel like, I'm sure you can relate, you have all like the financial aspects that come with it. Because I could have like a million ideas, and I did when I first started. I was like, I knew what I wanted. Like, I had the A, I didn't know how to get to like the Z. Like, you have to figure out all the in between.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out like your finances, your budget, like things like that you don't.
Be realistic.
Be
but
realistic,
still
yeah.
trying to accomplish that goal.
Yes.
Yeah, and you touched base on branding. What can you tell people about branding? Like, how is it difficult for you? Is it easier for you? Do you think like you're made to like for the social media aspect of it, or do you think that's the only way you can get some branding done? What is your experience on the branding part of it?
On the branding, I feel like, well, if I had to give an advice, I would say do branding that's authentic to you, because it's hard to fake a lifestyle or like a certain brand. It's hard to do if you can't keep up with it. So it has to be authentic to you. And then I would also say you have to you don't have to stick with it. It's okay to change it, because when I first started, I had a certain vision for myself, and then I noticed that it progressively started changing a little bit, and that's okay. I think it's all about like evolution.
Yeah.
So that's another tip that I would give.
Okay, and then do you think that it's very important to do like photo shoots, invest in like, you know, equipment and everything? Because nowadays, let's be realistic, guys, social media is so in right now. Right?
Yes.
Back in the day when I was growing up, we didn't have access to it
Yes.
as much as it is now. But I think that a lot of the brands that make it out there is because they're doing the branding, they're doing the photo shoots, they're doing the behind the scenes, they're doing all of that. So do you think that when you first started, you had an idea that like you had to invest time and energy? There's so much that goes into branding.
Yes.
So do you think that you were prepared for it right off the bat? Or like, is it something that you've kind of been working yourself up to do?
I would say it was like a learning experience, because you think you have enough content, but you never do. Like, you have to keep on, basically stay on top of it, because the content ends. Like, I've had days that are super long, and I'm like, I'll be good for a few months. I'm good for like a week before you're like, I need more. So that's one for sure. And then two, I think I wasn't prepared to be as confident in front of the camera as I thought you needed to.
Yeah.
We've also had this conversation, me and you were like, you have to get out of the house. Like, you're not going to be discovered at home. You have to get out there, show up, and be comfortable, like people kind of knowing you or talking about you. It's just something that you have to do that I didn't think I needed to, but obviously
Although I think that you were born for this life, though, because I feel like you're so, guys, if you can check out her videos and her branding stuff, because she does an amazing job. And I don't know who's here behind the camera or what is going on, but we're doing a good job at it.
Yes.
And I think that you were pretty much born for it, because you're set up. I know that you talked about evolving, and obviously over time you're probably going to get bigger, and you're going to have more people helping. You're probably going to have branding shoots be, you know, top of the line. But obviously that all comes with time too, right?
Yeah.
How much do you think that you put into, because for our viewers out there and people who are starting your business, because this is really why I wanted to start this podcast. I want you guys to see the real, the raw, the not the fucking boring shit that we just, the picture perfect Instagram does not exist. That doesn't exist, guys. Okay, let's make that
that's what I've been seeing. Authenticity is like what people want to see, like the
raw parts of owning your fucking business, because nobody tells you how difficult it is. Nobody tells you you're gonna have nights where you don't even sleep because you're too busy editing your own things. And on top of that, how you hit the whole budgeting thing.
Yeah.
I think that's very important because oftentimes we have these goals and these aspirations, but sometimes we need to like kind of hit on the brake a little bit and just maybe take it easier at a different pace, but still make sure that your end goal you meet. So I think this is where a lot of us fail. Smaller businesses, and I don't want to say, you know, like a small business, but startups all often fail because we think that we have to have this big budget for everything, and we want to go over the top, and then we see all these people doing these branding shoots, and let me tell you guys, I've done branding shoots and they're fucking expensive. Okay?
Yeah, renting a studio,
expensive. You know, renting the studio, right? You can attest to that. Investing in your camera, or if you're gonna get a photographer. Obviously, I am a true believer that we should all invest in other people's businesses as well. So, like, I love to pay other photographers and give them the benefit of the doubt to come through for us as, you know, for our branding.
Because you're helping them too.
Exactly. So, el dinero da un círculo, right?
Yeah.
It goes back to, like, just empowering each business. But at the end of the day, guys, it's all about, like, your budget. So if your budget calls for one tripod and one small camera or your iPhone, fucking do it.
Make it work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make it fucking work. You can start off with your own iPhone and then escalate it and keep going, you know? Branding is so important. And I love that you said that because I feel like oftentimes we see all these people, and obviously we don't have the budget of Kim Kardashian, and, you know, and Kylie Jenner. So we have to be realistic. And honestly, guys, that's how we do our content. So can you tell us a little bit about how you do your content?
Yeah, so I think another advice I would say is that we're lucky enough where social media is literally free. Like, I can't imagine before doing this, like years ago, where you had to pay to be in the newspaper. You had to pay, you know what I mean? Just like old. So I always say, like, reminder, social media is free. Like, just post every day.
Use it to your advantage.
Yeah, use it to your advantage. Post every day. Pump out the content. Eventually, out of the 10 videos, one has to hit, is what I always say. So that would be my advice.
And for branding, do you do your own things, or do you hire someone to do it? Or what can you talk about, like, budgeting wise? What do you invest in when branding? Like, other than obviously just showing up because you're budgeting your energy and your time. But other than that, like, how can you explain to people where you can look for studios or how you go about it?
So I'm gonna give you guys all the sauce here. So first I want to say,
give us the tea.
Yes. First I want to say, I like to say I'm fortunate enough to have the education. Like, I went to school for business and marketing. So I always say, like, I do my own marketing. In school, I was in, like, the public relations club. Like, I did a bunch of public relations stuff. So I do my own, like, publicity and things like that. Same thing with branding. So I like to say I learned a lot of it in school, but also practice also makes perfect. So I do everything. Like, to answer your question, I don't have anyone that, like, I basically say, like, I'm the model, I'm the cameraman,
exactly my point.
I'm in front of the camera, I'm behind the camera, I'm the editor. I do it all, and I think I take a lot of pride in that because not a lot of people do that.
Exactly.
But once again, I'm blessed to be educated and know kind of what I'm doing. And that just, if I can do it, anyone really can do it. Like, do trial and error. Try editing your own pictures. If you don't like it, you have the power to edit it again until you finally like it. What was your other questions? I answered kind of like what I do. Basically, I run it all.
You run it all. You do it all.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so how do you choose the place where you want to do your branding? Or how do you go about making sure that what you're choosing for your photos, for your videos, because I see a lot of your advertisement, like,
yes.
How do you go about choosing the place to do it at?
I would say I get my inspo just from either something I've seen, or if I'm walking down a cool place and I like it, I'll literally just take pictures there. So it's not super strategic. It's really not. I feel like I just kind of go with it, and I don't know. I don't really strategize it too much, I would say.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
I see. Sometimes I think that we overthink it too much to where we're like, oh, it's got to be picture perfect. You know what? Even if your content isn't as perfect as you would like it to be at the beginning, it's all about evolving. And she mentioned it before. As we continue to do our business ventures, we continue to grow and evolve. And it's all about that. And I think that it's very important for us to stay focused. And as long as we stay focused, the ideas are going to constantly come.
Yes.
I mean, you don't compare your journey to anybody else's.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
I think sometimes we think so much about the picture perfect Instagrams with the blowing up following, and at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, the following is amazing. I'm not gonna say that it's not, because when you see those numbers go up, it kind of like,
it kind of does something to you.
right, like your head gets a little bit bigger, or like your ego grows a little
Yes,
bit. You know?
no, for sure.
Como que te crece la cabeza.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And it feels good, but
it
yeah.
feeds into your energy.
It does.
And let me tell you guys, behind the camera, behind the scenes and everything, like, following does something for someone that's building
And you
something.
notice it, because going back to like, you do feel stupid being behind the camera sometimes, you know, but
Right.
seeing like, that's why I tell people, I'm like, your support means a lot, because
It
it's
goes a
like,
long way.
it does, because it's like, okay, at least I know I'm not like the joke of the town, like someone has to
Right.
like it, you
Right.
know,
And,
so.
and I always say, like, I like to look cringe. I don't give a fuck, girl.
I like that you say that. Ever since you said that, yeah.
I always preface everything by saying, like, you're gonna feel cringy at times.
But be
And-
cringy.
and be
Cringy's good.
Because you know what? Let me tell you, I saw a video the other day and it really like kind of hit me. And this is why I don't care if I speak Spanglish, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, guys, you're gonna have to start picking up, because pick up the lingo, because my Spanish kicks in whenever it wants to kick
Yeah.
in. But the other day I was watching a video and it said something like, if Kim Kardashian can sell these panties, these like fuzzy panties,
Yeah.
and make it look like you have a hairy punani,
Oh, yeah.
then you can sell anything.
Anything,
Literally
yeah.
anything. And this is why I and it goes back to like, sometimes we don't have the support system, I think.
Yeah.
You know, where like you have people who don't support every idea that you have, but that's okay, you know. And this is why everybody that's watching and everybody that hits the follow button, it makes it does something for us.
It does, I would say. How you said, I think it also has a lot to do with us coming from like Hispanic backgrounds. Like, our parents aren't gonna get it.
No.
They're not gonna get it.
They're gonna be like, deja esas pendejadas.
Yeah. And you're like, it's work. Like,
Doing this for my business.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys, if you're not Hispanic, you probably don't understand this, but for us, we grew up in households, when you agree, where
Yeah.
everything is like, it's either an actual business or it's not a business. And for everything that happens behind the scenes and behind cameras for us, like, our parents, I know my mom would always be like, ay, deja esas cosas, you know?
Yeah.
She would be like, para qué haces tanto video?
they think it's like silly, like silly
they
little
think,
word.
oh, it's because you want attention.
Yeah.
You know,
I do, but-
I do want the attention. I want to be front and center. of
Yes,
everything.
always.
Yeah, and but at the end of the day, it's like, because I want my business to blow the fuck up.
Once
And-
again, you will not be found at your home. You just won't.
Period. That's exactly what I always say, and I think it's very important, because like, I see a lot of girls starting up not only like a brand, obviously, like, I love when people start a brand, but also just a business, you know, that you're starting in your house. It could be like a lashing business, it can be a waxing business. For all of my beauticians out there, it doesn't matter how you get started, it's just do it.
Just start.
Do it. Do you think that, what can you talk about, like, when you first started? How were you nervous to even start? Like, can you tap into that? Because I think people always look at me and they're like, well, Tanya, it's because you just do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you guys don't see the tears that went into it.
Yeah.
The nights where or like the days where I would pull up, and honestly, girl, I could tell you, I would sit in the parking lot and I'd be like, I hope I have one client today.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And when I first started, it was so hard. The first year was so difficult. You know, people don't believe in you at times, and it takes a lot in you to say, I believe in myself.
It does.
So can you talk about how like starting was for you, like how you tapped into the, no matter what, I'm gonna make this happen?
So I would say it takes a lot of confidence. Like, I've always been a girl that had a lot of confidence, because I always grew up with the mindset like, no one's gonna do it for you. You have to show up for yourself. Like, I see the end. I saw the end goal, and I still see the end goal, and I'm like, no one's gonna come and do it for me, or no one's gonna come and save me. So you basically have to do it. You have to make it happen on your own. And starting off, it was very nerve-wracking. Like, if I'm being honest, I obviously launched my brand with like a post, like, okay guys, like, surprise to whatever followers I had. I'm like, whether you care or not, like,
How many followers did you really have, Jackie?
and it's literally barely. And I'm like, whatever, like, let me just put it out there. I'm like, okay, like, I had the post ready. I launched it with a post, like, whatever, like, after, like, let me just share my passion with these people. So I was like, I'm opening my own like clothing line, clothing brand, whatever. And I was like, I just posted it. Like, didn't even think about it. I obviously thought about it, but
But you didn't really like tap into too much into like,
Yes.
what if, or give another seed.
yes, I never thought of the negatives, if I'm being honest. I was like, do it, feed yourself nothing but positive, and I did it. So
I think we oftentimes, I don't know if you can kind of relate a little bit at times, where siempre pensamos el qué dirán,
yes,
right?
yes.
El que van a decir, like if I launch it, what if it doesn't work out? What if you can't start with that?
Yeah.
But what if it
But
does?
it's like the what ifs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would rather.
What if it does? What
Yeah.
if you become so big, you know?
Yeah. Because I had this idea before I did it. I would say maybe like a year before. So I started when I was 20 or 21, but I was like, how cool would have been what we were talking about if I started at 19? Like I was a teenager, but just because that fear took over for like a year, now I was like, oh, I started in my 20s when I could have said I started when I was 19. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely fear does go behind it for sure, but you just have to kind of do it.
Yeah, and do you think that did you have like your support system, like your parents or your sisters or your siblings, to tell you, oh, just do it, or did you just kind of like work up the courage on your own to just do it?
I would say I'm very lucky that I do have the support system. My dad, I mean, he's like, anything business, he's like, sure, do it. My mom, obviously, she's like the most supportive lady ever, just how moms are. If anything, I feel like my sister, she was the one that she's like, why not do it? If it fails, it fails, but that wasn't even in our mind. It was just like, just do it because it's fun. And I also see it as like, whatever you do, you have to do it because you like it. At the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not going to lose anything by doing like a hobby. So at first, I'm not going to lie, I was like, this is just my hobby. Like I just sell clothes, you know?
Yeah.
So kind of maybe trick yourself into thinking it's not that serious. It's really not that serious.
You have to have fun with it.
Yeah, have the most fun and the reward comes later.
Right. And I think like if your passion really calls for it, why not do it? You know, see how these content creators start. I mean, they start off by doing little videos, then they get a little bit bigger, and then obviously they love to do that, which is why they continue to do it, and they're so good at it. So find something that you absolutely love and stick to it no matter what. Like leave all the negativity aside. And I'm not saying the negative thoughts don't come here and there. They do, obviously, because we're human. ¿Verdad?
Yes, yes.
Todos vamos a pensar en un momento, like, what if I give up? Like, what should I do after that? You know?
Yes.
But you can't let those negative thoughts take over, which I think is very important, because every business that I think succeeds is because of that. It's the perseverance and the showing up and the ambition to keep going. Because without that, there is nothing. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your new line.
Yes.
Can you tell us how you came up with the Modest is In, and how you choose your pieces when you, because I love how you do like a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I can imagine that's a lot of work.
Yes.
So how do you go about choosing like the line name and the pieces that go into it? Does anybody help you, or do you basically like wing it and say, this is what I want to add? I feel like this new line I really fuck with.
Really? Okay.
Very chic.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
demure, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I saw the Spanish word for demure is like pipiri's nice.
I was like, demure? I've heard of PPD's nice, but I would never in a million years be like, oh, demure.
Right?
But it is like
But it's
PPD's
the same
nice.
thing,
It is,
right?
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Describe your new collection in a new word, I would say PPD's nice.
So can you tell me about the pieces? How many pieces
Yes.
is in the line?
It is 4. Literally 4.
And is it like all dresses? Do we have any one-piece jumpsuits in this line or anything like that?
No, it was dresses, and it came from, so I think I do get this question a lot, is how I come up with like my collections or what I'm gonna put in them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know it's a brand, and I try to not put myself out there. I try to almost hide it that it's my brand, but also you can't. If you know me, you can't. So it honestly goes by personal style. Like I always say this story, like I had a wedding to go to, and I wore like a very covered up dress, almost like from head to toe. It was like long sleeve, it was maxi, and you couldn't see my skin at all. And I was like, this isn't like me. Like usually I'm destapada, you know, like showing everything off. But I like got so many compliments, and I was like, dude, not even when I'm like destapada and showing like what I have to show, like I don't get that many compliments, but with that I did. So I was like, why don't I do something that like honestly maybe Modest isn't, like maybe the vibe that I had going on before like isn't as in.
Yeah.
And it is more mature for sure. I would say it's a more like mature
like the
collection.
aesthetic,
Yeah, so I was like, let me change it up a little bit, because the vibe of my brand before was more like going out or like clubbing or dinners. And I was like, let me do a more modest collection. And how I come up with the names, honestly, like it just kind of rolled off the tongue. I was like, I think I said it as a joke. I was like, you guys, Modest is in. And then I just like stuck with it. It's a cute phrase, I would say.
I love that. When I saw it posted, I was like, okay, how did she come up with these?
Really? You think about that?
Like
The thought process,
yes, because my brain just works like that all the time.
Really?
Whenever I see someone
Yeah.
like come up with something, I'm like, How clever is that?
Really?
I'm like,
Okay.
and every time I see a post that comes from your brand, I'm like automatically share.
Really? Okay.
I just love it because
Yeah.
for one, I stand very much on empowering other Latinas because I am Hispanic, I'm Mexican. I really believe in like we're already a minority,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
We already have different. We come from a different background, things that people don't necessarily understand.
Yes.
You know, and for us to be able to push through all of that, and for us to even push through our own little community of El Que Dirán, because that's so popular
Yeah.
in our culture. In our culture, it's not very sought
Yeah.
after that we're on social media.
Yeah.
I know it's very popular nowadays, but our culture does not genuinely accept being on social media and being front
Right.
and center like that.
Right.
You know, so for me to see that from you and like I'm like automatic share.
Yes.
You know, I don't even
Yes.
think about it. Like I know sometimes she'll hit me up and she'll be like, "Thank you for sharing."
Yeah.
No, don't thank me.
I'm so
I-
thankful for any little share. I'm like, thank you.
that's
Like, it means the
amazing.
world. Yeah.
But you know that's amazing because I think the following comes from that too.
Yeah.
But any energy that you put into a business like that, I feel like makes people want it more.
Yes,
You know?
yeah.
Because they're seeing you. You're showing up for your brand, for
Yeah.
yourself. You know, and at the end of the day, that's very important. I
Yeah.
think.
I feel like people can see authenticity or they can sense it. I hope so.
Girl, they can
Yeah.
smell that shit from far away.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's like the trick for sure.
I can sense that through the screen. Like I can picture you like hustling. This
Yeah.
is how I see her in my brain. This is
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I see Jackie just like waking up, doing this, doing that. I did this. Like almost like if you
That's exactly how it
like
is.
a drill sergeant type
Exactly how it is.
Because I feel that energy from
Yeah.
everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause
Wake
you're
up, no sleep.
Yeah, exactly. No sleep.
Yeah.
Branding, no sleep.
Yes.
Editing. You know.
Boss club. No.
You know, and I love that you also said that because I think that she has a well balanced life.
Yes.
Let's talk about balance.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Let's step away from like being an entrepreneur and just
Okay.
being a normal human being.
Yes.
You know, you're 22.
Yes.
You're an entrepreneur. You also work, right? You have your 9 to 5. And on top of that, you have a life.
I do. I do have a life.
So tell us what you do on your life, you know? Because
Yeah.
I see a little bit of here and there.
You
I
do.
See Jackie going out. You know, I see,
like-
I see the entrepreneurial side,
Yes.
but I also see her being her.
Yes,
You know? And I think
yes.
that's important. So tell us what you do on your time off.
Okay. As I'm sure you relate, we don't really have time off.
Exactly.
So I try to use it to my advantage. I feel like a lot of people I have gotten like backlash for this. It's like, oh, all she does is like go out. But I'm like, it's funny because to my parents, they laugh when I say this, but I'm like, guys, I'm working. Like, I'll go to dinner, but I'll use that dinner to also get content and like,
Okay.
yeah. So
Exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Take note, please.
Yeah. So
Can you tell us? I see that because
Yeah.
she'll go to Zara and she'll put us on some pieces too because a girl knows how to dress.
yes.
So she uses that to her advantage. That's
Yeah,
amazing. I like
yeah.
that.
So I always say, like, even when you have your free time, find a way to make content out of it. So even if I am going like to dinner or shopping or even like out, like girl at the club, I'm vlogging at the club. Like, you know what I mean? I'm that girl that has
I can so picture Jackie. We were talking about
Yes.
before we started filming. We were talking about the G7X.
Yeah.
And every time I have an issue with my G7X,
You text me and I'm like, am I the G7X queen or what? I
I'm
am.
like, obviously TikTok is giving me some insight, but I want it from like a real person. I
Yeah.
want to reach out. So I'll like text Jackie and I'll be like, can you tell me if this looks like good? And then she'll be like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
G7X. And I'm
Oh,
like, yes.
I can spot it from a mile away. I'm like, that's a G7X.
Does it get embarrassing and cringe still when you're out and you're like, do you prop a tripod here and there, or do you have somebody like hold the camera and you just pose?
I haven't, if I'm being honest, I haven't gotten to the tripod level yet. Like, that's where I draw the line.
I feel like
I'll take the camera to the club.
I'm not drawn that line. Because
No.
you take it everywhere.
No, that's where I draw the
I'm
line.
on vacation, and I kid you not, and there's people my friend can attest to this because we were on vacation earlier in the year. And
You take the whole tripod?
carry the tripod. With
Really?
It don't fit nowhere. The tripod. Can we get somebody to start up a business where the tripods can literally like
Be tiny?
be tiny?
Okay.
Y que se expandan y se hagan toda una.
Yeah, it has to be a thing. It has to be like
It has to
this
be-
big.
Because
I'm sure it's
not
out there.
in my Louis,
Yeah.
girl, and I'll be going to dinner, and I'm like carrying the tripod on the side, and I look like a joke. Honestly,
You're the photographer, yeah, la fotógrafa.
I look like a joke. I pop the tripod and then I'll sit there and like do my little.
Yeah.
But a veces I still feel cringe like to prop my tripod. The girls in the salon always are like, honey, I'm gonna use your tripods because they're laying everywhere in the salon.
They make fun of it, but they want to use it. And I'm like, okay.
And then people like, you know, people when we're out, they're like, oh, I wish I could be like camera, like go easy going on the camera. But like, I'm like, I didn't start off like this. Every time I would make a video in my car, I'd be like, ugh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be like, el labio se me ve chueco. I need more filler. I need this.
Monday through Friday, I feel like is definitely my like hustle. But even then, I feel like I prioritize a lot of like health. I feel like people don't know this about me. I have an autoimmune disease. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Really? So I have an autoimmune
You
disease.
learn something new.
You learn something new every day. I developed it honestly not too long ago, and it's nothing serious. But basically, that's where I feel like I really had to be in tune with like my health. And so I take I like going to like the gym a lot. Personal, just treating yourself. Like I'll have like self-care days, or I make sure that, how you said, sometimes you have to put the phone down and just be like, let me keep myself still like stimulated. Like I always like to be learning. That's a weird fun fact about me. Like always just either be learning, or even if you're just like chilling, I would say still try to be productive. I prioritize like health. So that's like your boring like Monday through Friday stuff. And then on the weekends, I'm sure you know, I do try to have that like work-life balance. I'm still working, but at the end of the day, I'm still like a normal 22-year-old girl that like does have like the itch to go out, or does have the itch to like be seen, or just go out and be hot. Balance is key. So you really do have to balance like everything, but I'm such fond of like girls' nights. Like I feel like that cures your soul.
Okay, yeah, I think that's very important too. Girls' night are like a must. I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in being just, you know, just an entrepreneur, or just a wife, or just a mother, or just, you know, a 9-to-5er, and you get lost in that. And sometimes that you know, you get a little bit of reality check when you have a girls' night out. Like I am myself too, you know. So you said going to the gym. How often are you in the gym, or do you think that helps you kind of like prep your ideas? Does that make you, you know, the gym helps a lot.
It does.
It does. Compresses you, and it also stimulates you in various ways. Like it brings out the creativity in you sometimes, you know. Sometimes I'll be at the gym and like I'll think, oh, maybe I could do this way, or I'm gonna do a reel on this. Sometimes I think those are the moments where obviously I put my phone down and I don't really tap into any social media at the gym, even though I don't know how people do it when they're at the gym, because the gym for me honestly is a time to like a moment to myself.
Me too.
Away from everything, and it's just like working on my body. And obviously I'm getting old, so I can't do exercises just like a lo pendejo,
I'm getting old.
I'm getting old, so I need to make sure I'm doing these exercises the right way before I strain a muscle. And I need to keep myself accountable for things. But at the end of the day, do things that make you feel alive, you know? If it means
you have to feed the soul. So I always think back, feed the soul by like,
that is gonna be my motto.
Yes,
Feed your soul.
Feed your soul. And I always say like I feed my soul with like treating myself and taking care of myself and hanging or surrounding myself with people that I love. Like that to me is like what feeds the soul.
Because I think too, it goes back to, it feeds your energy, your inner most authentic self. Right? Because I feel like if you don't feed your soul, then you're walking around like a bump on a log. You ever like see those people?
Que
nada más
La misma rutina.
They just
and it drains you.
You're like, oh wait.
People exist to exist.
Because they're not making themselves happy.
Better. The routine.
Like you get so lost in the
routine.
Activities. Like, let me just go to work. Let me just do this.
Get home, cook. You have to switch it up.
Not only what you're here to do. You get one life, guys. You literally get this one fucking life. Fuck it up. Like, we can't just get lost in like, let me just show up to work. Let me just do this. Like, what are you doing to feed yourself?
Exactly.
To feed your own energy, your own happiness. Because like, if it makes you happy to go run a mile in the morning, fucking wake up and do it. If it makes you happy to like start up a business and it makes you crazy at the same time, do it. Do it.
Be cringy.
Yes, exactly. Do you notice how like when you're younger, you do shit because it makes you happy. You smile.
Yes.
So you're authentic when you're little.
I was gonna say, sorry to interrupt you. Always a piece of advice is to stay in tune with your younger self. Like since a little girl, I was being like loquilla.
I like how you're very like much older in a sense.
Yes. Según yo, right? I'm like, be in touch with your younger self.
Like if you're so señora.
I know.
That's so important because I see my kids and then I see how like little kids
act. They're so carefree.
They're so carefree and they're so very much authentic to themselves. Yes. And why can't we do that as adults? Why are we so worried about what Billy next door is gonna say? Or,
I agree.
You know what they're gonna talk about us. Like when you're young, you do a silly dance and you're happy.
Like no one's watching.
Exactly. And I think that that's how we have to live life. Live it like you're watching yourself. Like even if you're cringy for a second, like look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and feed your soul. That's going to be my motto.
Feed
now.
your soul.
Like, feed your soul.
And be in tune with your younger self.
Yes,
like if you were a loquilla girl, continue being that loquilla girl.
And that's what we're here for, guys. To remind you and just give you a little reminder, even if it's just through this podcast or through our reels, that you can be yourself and make yourself happy. You're number one. And make yourself happy. Put everything aside and do whatever it takes. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Just do it.
Just do it, guys. So this is to wrap up our episode. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us.
Of course.
And we love to see all your posts. Continue to
I like to see yours.
Thank you. Continue to be awesome and continue to excel and have those goals and aspirations.
Yes.
Keep showing up. And I'm sure we're going to see a pop-up soon. I can just sense it. We're going to see it. And guys, make sure you're following her.
Yes.
We'll leave the link below. And follow us on Instagram as well, because we want to feed our egos a little bit.
We just said our head gets this big with like 10 likes. Make it bigger.
Make it bigger. Let's get those followers going so that our head can just get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching another episode of Talking to Tanya. Thank you, Jackie.
Of course.